What up, y'all? It's the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and Kyle Santillian. Y'all know the deal. We tell y'all all the time, open door policy. Anybody and everybody can pull up whenever they want. And today, this brother, no stranger to the show.
Family.
We're talking about
Yes,
family. We talking about TV. We talking about movies. We talking about music. He's doing it all.
Yes.
He's doing it all. Rotimi's
Yes.
in the building.
Yeah.
Hey. What's
Rotimi.
happening?
What up,
Yeah.
though?
What's good, bro?
I'm blessed, man, working. We got this 30-city tour that we preparing for.
Okay.
So just trying to keep the level of anxiety and just like level-headed about it.
Yeah.
You know, I've never done it before, you know what I mean? So the most I've done is 16 cities. So
Okay.
now
Really?
to do 30 around the whole country is kind of like, all right, you got to bring your A game for
Yeah.
10
Gotta get in
weeks.
shape for that one, right?
I'm already.
How do you prepare?
Butterscotch is always in shape. What are you talking about?
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about? That's the least of my worries.
I know that's right. But it is going to be different, though. Because
Yeah.
it's going to be longer. It's going to be hard, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're going to be gone from family, or are they
Yes.
coming with you?
So we were working it out.
Yeah.
Because wifey got her own businesses. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So, but probably at least 12 of them they're gonna try to make.
I know
Okay.
that's right.
You know,
That's
but
not bad.
yeah,
That's
so
not bad.
it's 2.5 months.
Yeah.
You know, but just the familiarity of having them there would be helpful. Because
Yeah.
the road, man, is long, bro.
I
know
feel
what
you.
I mean? In and out of hotels and everything. But again, the energy of the people, every city we go to is gonna be super lit. So we're gonna be in your city very soon.
Yeah.
For sure. You're supporting the album In My Heart, In My Veins.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got some joints on there, man.
Thank
That thing
you,
is a
bro.
little bit of a
Thank
banger.
you.
Fire.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to touch base on two songs that I really love as a father.
Okay.
And Dear Imani and Time. Songs,
Yes.
one for your daughter, one for your son.
Yeah, so Dear Imani and my time. So Dear Imani, I was like, man, a lot of people don't really focus on fatherhood as artists, right? So like, I wanted it was selfishly, I want my daughter to have a song that when she's older, she'll be like, yo, my dad did this for me.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
fire.
And I gave her some publishing as well. So
I know that's
anything,
right.
Right?
you know, so everything that she makes is hers.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing for my son. But I feel like, you know, good fathers don't really get enough like respect or love.
Yeah.
You know, and so like I wanted to be something for the men to be like, yo, this is a gift to give to your child, you
Yeah.
know, and be the focus of it. So it was good. It's actually the highest streaming song on the album.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but like it's like, damn, you didn't know that was such a need from men to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
think people
So,
can relate to that.
can relate to it,
Yeah.
but they be like, yo, I like Bestie, I like all these other records, I love Me Some You, but dog, when you did that for my daughter, so it's like when men are able to say that, it's like, okay, there's a need for this.
For sure.
So on My Time, you talked about your journey, your
Yeah,
life, and
yeah.
how your whole story, right?
Yeah.
So at one point, you obviously talked about when you met Jay-Z and
Yeah.
you sung for him, right?
Yeah.
What did you sing?
So we had to write all the songs that we were going to perform for like the talent shows we were doing and like and just the catalog and the album we were working on at 15. So he'd make us literally stand there and critique everything of, is the song whack? Is our movement whack? Are you making eye contact with the crowd? Like we were in his living room and it was for like every 2 weeks for maybe a year that we kind of, whenever he was around, that we literally just like perform and just hone our skills. So when he'd say, nah, that's trash, you'd be like, okay, I'll never do that again. That's lit. Okay, now I know what I should focus on. So it was like artist development from 15 to 16.
I love
That's
that.
dope.
One of the greatest to ever do it. So it shook your confidence if you're not built for it. Because if somebody telling you who's that good or that great rather, that you're not good at something,
Right.
as a teenager you could just be like, I don't want to do this anymore. But that's when I realized, okay, this is my calling. This is what I'm
But
supposed to
this
do.
was as a group, and who was a part of that group?
So it was me, Ramel Carter, Spanky, J-Dot, everybody that I went to high school. It's his nephews.
I didn't realize that Spanky was in the group as well. That Spank was in the group.
Spanky,
That-
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Like, so, okay, me and Rotimi, we tell this story just in case y'all don't know. We went
Yeah.
to high school together,
Yeah.
Columbia High School.
Same year?
She was bad. Like she looked good, but then she was also bad. She was also bad.
She tells us.
Yeah,
She tells us all the
bad.
So
time.
I like, they would say like I started riots in school type stuff. Like I was always in ISS and all that good stuff.
Are you guys in the same grade?
Did you go to
who's
Montrose?
higher?
I'm a little older than.
Did you end up going to Montrose?
No, hell no. I would have burned Montrose. That they didn't want me. So we had an alternative school.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, this is the crazy thing. I had got kicked out of the middle school, so they didn't want me to go to the high school. So I wasn't allowed to go to Columbia at first. But then I got kicked out of another school, and my mother went and was like, "Y'all gotta take her. Like this is the district.
Y'all gotta take her. It's crazy."
So then they did. So here's the thing: my grades were always phenomenal, but my mouth was worse.
Yeah, she was crazy.
So it's like I used to really be the person to speak up for everybody because we went to a half black, half white school kind of.
Yeah.
So it was a little racist.
For sure.
It was super racist, and I called out one of the higher ups, and I called them racist, and it started like a whole thing in the school, like where people were walking out of class.
Right.
Yeah.
I was suspended for like 2 months.
Wait, you started this?
Yes. You didn't realize that was me? So look, it was a talent show. Remember, Notori was performing.
I remember that.
So, okay. They put me next to the teacher. You didn't realize that was me?
I didn't know you. No.
Oh my God, when we was fighting Officer Mike and all that.
I didn't know that was you.
God.
Officer Mike.
Bro,
Officer
so look,
Mike,
they
he was cool,
put
he was cool
me
at
next
first,
to the teacher in the assembly. We used to have these bomb ass assemblies where like Notori had came that year because 3LW. Everybody's from this area or whatever. So she was coming to like perform. Ehud was bringing her.
Yeah.
So they put me next to the teacher because they like, we know she gonna talk.
Yeah.
So it was these little white girls in front of me talking.
Yeah.
So the vice principal comes in and she goes, "Hey, you," of course me.
Right.
"Come with me in the middle of the assembly." So I'm like, that wasn't me. I'm sitting with the fucking teacher. Right? So she's like, "No, it's you." So the teacher's even trying to tell her. She's like, "Get up now." And this is in the middle of the assembly. So I'm like, man, I hate this racist ass school. That was it. That shit started a whole race war. And people started clapping. It was like, yeah, fuck this racist place. And that's it.
It was bubbling for a while.
It was bubbling for a while.
You look like
Right. Yeah. So what was your angle on that?
I remember just protesting like, I'm black and I'm proud. Yes, I am. Shoot.
I'm telling you,
It got bad.
It got bad.
It got bad, bro.
It got bad.
I think the news came.
Y'all stormed out the assembly that day. It went crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, but we went to like the most epic high school, and everybody just thinks that we went to an arts high school.
It basically should have been.
It should have been, right? Because tell them who else. Like
it was me, SZA, Lauryn Hill, Zach Braff, Eric Hudson. Low.
They know. They never put me in nothing. When I tell you,
I don't know why.
they hate me. What do you mean?
Yeah, you know why. You just told the story about the race riot. They're not bringing her back.
I'm so sorry.
She's the first Muslim woman to win a gold medal for fencing. She was in my class. When I tell you, they're like, empty hash. You can't even pronounce her name if you're looking on the paper. They skip right past me, and then they go to everybody else.
They're not bringing you back.
It's crazy.
She should be in the Hall of Fame, though. You should be in the Hall of Fame for sure.
They do all these documentaries, and they be having everybody but me. It's hilarious.
That is funny.
Like, and I'll be interviewing everybody like, so they're like, we don't know her, but Rotimi.
That's funny.
We're gonna do a documentary.
No, we should.
Me and Rotimi, we talked about it a little bit, that we wanted to do something, and we're adding me in this thing. There's no way y'all leaving me out this.
No, it don't make sense. It don't make sense.
One of the people that you said that y'all went to the same high school was Lauryn Hill, and you sampled her.
Yes.
On Bestie.
No, he got cleared.
You got cleared.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said,
Yeah.
do you like talk to her people like, hey, we went to the same high school? Like, how does that come about?
So we just needed her to hear the record. You know what I mean? She's so elusive.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we had her team play it for her. She loved the record. So at that point, it was like, oh, yeah, they got the green light. But we did it also for In My Bed, too. Like, we did the Fuji sample.
True that. You did.
But we didn't really have to go through them because it's an Anya sample from the 80s.
Right.
But yeah, so again, it's just, I don't know, it's just, it's not by choice to use Lauryn Hill. It's just that it just feels
good,
familiar to me.
I like that song. No, that song is a vibe. It got a vibe. But I was only thing because Lauryn Hill, she really don't be clearing stuff, and that's why I was specific about clear. And that's the whole reason why Kanye West had to change All Falls Down. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Selena Johnson is singing instead, but originally was Lauryn Hill.
Oh wow!
So you were able to get it cleared, and Kanye West could not.
Hey, listen. It's Butterscotch. Listen, people. I keep telling you the same thing over and over again. Why are you confused?
We love when you. Okay, so what even inspired your character?
Butterscotch?
Yes.
All right, so the truth is, 2017, it was the height of like Dre, power.
Yeah.
And, like, at the same time, I loved it, but at the same time, it was like, man, I'm way more talented than what you guys are seeing. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was signed to 50, and it was a confusion of where we wanted to go next because Afrobeats was starting to happen,
mm-hmm.
and Fifth didn't really understand it or see it then. No one really did.
You were ahead of the curve.
You definitely were ahead of the curve on that, for sure.
So he was like, it got to the point he was like, I don't get it. I love what you're doing. So if you want to let go, like if you want to go do your thing, I'll let you out your deal.
Yeah.
I said, I believe in it, bro. I got this record called Love Rhythm that I feel like it's going to be a big record.
That's
he
right.
was like, no. So at that point, it was like, and bless him for, for letting me out, because a lot of people don't let people out their deals.
That's respect right there, yeah.
So at that point, so I said it to say I was chilling. I was like I was with a girl I was dealing with at the time. I was on the 40th floor of her penthouse.
Oh,
she was like,
right.
oh yeah, she was like,
who was it?
Yeah, okay. So she was like,
because I'm like, she got a couple dollars.
Yeah, okay.
You stay with a couple dollars. I know that's right. Okay,
she does.
funny,
she still does have a couple dollars.
I know that's right.
No, she's still doing her thing. But no, so yeah, so while we were dealing with each other, she was on the 40th floor. And she was like, nah, babe, put on this robe. I want to introduce you to face mask. Get this smoothie. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. I'm robed up, face mask, smoothie. I'm like,
knitted socks.
That's funny.
So I'm like, what is going on? So I looked at myself and I was like, yo, my dad would laugh at me if he saw me right now.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I got to create that. I was like, this is, and it just, again, God gives you moments of like
clarity,
lightning, of like, oh, this is it. And she had just said, like, we got to make sure you exfoliate that butterscotch skin of yours. That's what she had just said when she was joking.
You do look like butterscotch. So, you do.
So, hey, sexy Nigerian butterscotch is here. So that's what, and it went. So the first person that took it was Snoop. And at the time when Snoop was doing all the comedy posts.
Yeah.
So Snoop and then 50, then the world just took it over. So it was just something that, like, I need something to show a different side of who I am.
I do feel like it did bring something else to you, and
absolutely.
it let people know that, because people hated you because your character, you played it so well.
Right.
So they would like see you out in the street and be like, F Dre.
Yeah,
right.
It was like, dudes would be like, the funny thing is, it's always with a laugh, but like, girls would be like, yeah, you fine, but I hate your ass. So I got tired of that, bro. I was like, listen,
Right.
you know what I mean? So it was that, but then it was also just knowing that there's so many different sides of who I was at that time, and still I am, but it was like, I gotta make him laugh, and I'm gonna make him dance, and that's what I said to myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So the array of emotions, and how can I do that? So when she said, yo, butterscotch, and she gave me all the things, I was like, oh, this is the wave.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even let you doing the stuff that you were doing with Country Wayne.
Yeah.
And y'all was doing the skits on his page and stuff like that. Like, it really kind of showed your diversity in acting.
Absolutely. Like, I just wanted to prove that, and still do, for myself now, not for really anybody else, that I'm one of the greatest to ever do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All around, you know? And so, like, for me, it's just always different, just challenging and pushing the limits of where we're going.
I know we're going to move forward, but I do want to talk about the power of 50, because you spoke about 50, and we see what's going on between him and Lil Meech. If you could give Lil Meech some advice, right, for dealing with 50, because y'all had a fake beef. Remember, you owed him 10,000 or something.
No,
it was
300,000.
300. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Big money. Okay.
Yeah.
But what's a piece of advice you would give to Lil Meech if he was trying to get back in 50 Cent's good graces?
I mean, at this point, I think honestly, what's said has been said at this point. There's really just, at this point, it's just nothing. Just move on.
It's a wrap.
I think just move on. Like, if you dwell on anything right now, it's just you dwelling on it. It's been said, it's been done, it's whatever. Now, for me, if it was me, I'm going to just go beast mode and just turn up and just make sure I go OD lit for the next thing I do.
Right.
Yeah.
To go back and forth at this point, it's a mute point.
Because it's the last season, child.
Oh, for real. So if it is, then definitely now me, I'm a dog. So if it's like, this is what happened, I'm going to elevate, to the best of my ability at this point. That's all I can say.
You and 50's relationship are good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you work again on a project?
If it happens, you know, I think it's one of those things where what we did, certain things like.
Or would you feel like it'll put you in a box?
Yes, but at the same time, if it's the right thing, you know, everything that he's doing has been super lit, but it's still in that world.
Yeah.
So like, it'll be me jumping back in, and if it's something that he does like a romantic comedy, then cool.
Yeah,
you know?
we need that from you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I took the new job with The Shy. You know, I'm the newest character on The Shy.
You're right.
So it's a pastor. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's a young fly pastor. So for me, it was like, oh, this is really different. This is not something that people can say is Dre or whatever the case is. It's more of like, oh, he's in the church now?
Right.
You know, and that storyline. So that's why I thank God for Lena. You know, it made sense for me to just show what I can really do.
And aside from the TV shows that you've done, because you've definitely done very well with that, you've done some full feature films. You have some full feature films that you're working on right now that come people's way?
So for me, bro, like what I wanted to do, because the strike kind of just put it in perspective, like, why am I waiting for other people's projects?
Right.
I'm gonna create mine. I know everybody. I know the dudes that got the bread. I know the investors. I know that all these actors are my friends. So let me just create my own thing. And so during the pandemic, it was like, I'm gonna put together a faith-based film called God With Us. And so we got the funding for it. We got a couple M's in it. You know, and we start production in July.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? And so as of right now, Lil Rel says he wants to be a part of it. So it's like, it's super dope because it's one, faith-based, and I know that The Forge just did really well on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did. I watched that.
Yeah, and we got Aspen, who's the lead. We reached out to him, got him to play the lead in this film as well. So I'm acting it, but also executive produce. So
I love that.
So now it's just changing the narrative of working and waiting for auditions. Like I'm solidified in the TV space with The Shy.
Okay.
Now film wise, I want to create my own things, and if the Marvels and all these cool things happen, I'm open to these things. But me, I'm like, there's money and ownership.
Yeah.
You know, when this goes, because when y'all see this, it's gonna be lit, and it's a different perspective of how people view God. But when y'all see it, it's like that money you make, and it's the message, but that money you make is more than 10 movies I could do.
Right.
So that's my mindset at this point.
And you're able to control the narrative because you're saying what goes on.
What goes on.
Yeah, and you're also putting other people in position to make money as well.
Exactly.
Which is amazing.
Exactly.
So I want to know, you're going on tour, okay? Yeah. Who do you have somebody you're going on tour with? Who's opening up?
It's mine.
It's just you?
Yeah, it's
so
mine.
they're going to come and see you?
Yeah, it's mine.
You better not be on no late stuff like Lauryn Hill.
Nah. So what we're going to do is I want to do something different. Like, again, I can get an established artist to come and open up, but I'm like, let's open it up to, really dope unknown artists.
I love it.
You know what I mean? So anybody who's unknown, just DM I am Punch, I am PVNCH. That's my manager. DM him your stuff. Let's figure it out. If you can sell tickets, look at the schedule. If you're in that city, if you can sell tickets in your city, let's do it. Or if you want to, buy your way onto the tour, let's do it too.
Yeah.
I know that's right. Because we come in for the money.
Come on.
I think that's a dope thing, and just knowing just a little bit about your background. Like, a lot of people might not have realized that music was your first passion.
Yeah.
And then acting was second.
Yes,
and then when I started getting familiar with you during my time in Chicago, people was like, he used to be all over the city performing, and he would open up for everything he could. And I imagine that's the spirit of allowing some of these up-and-comers open up for you.
Yes, bro. I've been in that position. I remember when Day 26 would come to the city. I remember when Twister would come. I remember when Big Sean would come, and I'm winning every competition just to open up for this moment.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, I'll be a bum nigga to not allow someone to have that opportunity when I'm going all across the country.
Yeah.
I'm in the space where I'm the guy. No, like, one, I'm not just going to hand it to you.
That's right.
But you got to earn it. And if you're dope enough to come on this trip and ride, let's do it, man. I think everybody deserves an opportunity, and the way the industry is set up now is like, it's just you got to pay for everything instead of really just be lit,
Right.
So I want to bring back the opportunity for artists to have that have that exposure. So just DM punch PVNCH, and yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk about I'm Blessed really quickly. You said I got everything I need. So it sounds like you're fulfilled. So what's something that you want though?
Oh, I want this tour to sell out. I want this tour. I want to make the statement that we sold out every city. You know, that's the goal. That's the immediate goal. I don't really plan any more long-term things because God has a plan. You know, right. So I don't really. It'll be stupid of me to say I want $2 million when in my plan, if his plan for me, he wants to give me 25.
That's right.
You know, and so like I know what my heart desires, which is a successful tour, my family to be happy, everybody to make money, everybody enjoy it, and that's the immediate goal for sure.
And we know In My Heart, In My Veins is a double album. You made a conscious decision to not have any features on this album.
Absolutely.
You wanted to make sure this is all you, showcasing you as an artist. Why is that so important?
Well, it's because my career, it has been like this, right? So I have In My Bed, an Afrobeat record that goes crazy. Then the R&B lovers of mine.
No, sorry, I got it. It took me back to a moment that I had.
So then the R&B side, my fans would be like, yo, where's the R&B side?
Right.
Yeah.
So then I'd give them a record like I Do, which is a wedding song. And then at that point, then the Afrobeat side is like, yo, where's the Afrobeat side? So I was like, look, let me just give y'all both at the same time. You got 9 R&B records. You got 9 Afrobeat records. You don't even have to go on this side if you don't want to, but you got your own album here. If you're curious, then, go check it out. But for me, it's like, let me just give you everything, and then we shot visuals for every song.
Every song?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah,
18 videos?
Yeah, bro. I was like, listen, I'm going to spend my own bread. I'm going to spend everything and just like literally just believe and bet on ourselves, and we haven't even been able to get to letting those other records out because the I Love Me Some You record is already starting to move. So we got to kind of focus on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's fire.
So
That's
it's just like exhaust every ounce of the gift that God gave me, bro. You
Yeah.
know, if you love me for acting, you're gonna enjoy these music videos. If you love me for R&B, you got this. Afrobeat, you got this. So
That's fire.
yeah,
And how do you feel about with Dirty December, right? Do you feel like Instagram tried to ruin, Africa during Dirty December? Because where all these people came from that never used to go?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look, man, I'd be impressed if people go March 14th.
Yeah.
July 28th.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, let's really
Not
go.
December.
Not December. Like, it's cool, and you make so much money for the country.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, like, really go when it's not the party. Like, go and do the work. Go and see where you from. Go and walk around. Go check out the museum. Go to the village. Like, experience Africa, not just, we spending money here and I'm lit on the gram. Like
You could have did that in Atlanta.
You could did that in Atlanta and said you were there, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, it's super lit if you go and go on a safari.
Yeah.
What country should people visit? I know your family's Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
But what country in Africa do you recommend people visit?
Like a starter
Like a starter kit. I think Ghana.
Okay, that's what most people say.
Yeah, Ghana is really, really beautiful. Then I'd say South Africa.
Okay.
And then Nigeria when you season.
Yeah.
Nigeria when you see you gotta get seasoned to get to
That's
Nigeria.
right.
It's
you
a
can't
different.
just pull up the
You just can't just pull
Nigerian like
Nigeria
that.
Can't just pull up
What
the
you think this
Nigerian.
is?
Nah. You gotta get built for it.
Yeah,
Baby steps. Baby
That
steps.
is
Yo.
fire, man.
Yeah.
Did you
That's
ever
what's
bring anybody home like a friend and your family was like, because I feel like my African friends, they only hang out with other Africans. So people be thinking I'm African too because I'm always hanging with the Africans.
Yeah.
And so because I know you got a lot of friends that's not African.
Yeah. So I remember when I brought a girl home.
What kind of girl?
She was I brought a different variation. I brought different variations of women back home. You know what I mean? And it was always like, okay, Rotimi. Okay. But then, when I then brought an African woman home, it was different. You know what I mean? It was different. But African American, everything is lit. It's just that my mom at first was like, wait, let me talk to her first. You know what I mean? So, but it's like that with anybody. But it was just more so, just knowing that the similar background of how my parents grew up and her being from there, she never lived here. So for her being from there, it was like, oh, this is familiar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're first generation American born.
I'm first generation. Yeah.
What was it, or did you ever get the story or the reasoning behind why your parents left Nigeria to come to America?
So my dad left. Well, my mom was like a brainiac. So she's like a genius. But she got out here, and they actually both separately were homeless. And a family took her in and realized her brilliance, and they got her into Columbia, in New York, Columbia University.
Fire.
But before she went there,
all Columbias are great.
All Columbias are great. All Columbias are great. But before she went there, she had to stop at Rutgers, and my dad was at Rutgers. So my dad came because his older brother was out here, and his brother brought him.
Gotcha.
And so
they met here in the States.
They met here in the States because me being Igbo and Yoruba, two different tribes, like they're warring tribes. So they're not supposed to be at all together.
Right.
Like, if you ask any Nigerian, they'll be like, yeah, Yoruba. So I'm considered a half caste because of the tribes not, it's like
separate tribes, same country.
Yeah, exactly. It's like America in 1920.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're not trying to accept you in either tribe.
So it's like a white man marrying a black woman in 1930. That's the equivalent to Yoruba and Igbo.
That's crazy.
So they met here just by chance, where my mom, this is savage, I'm telling you what's up. My mom went to the wrong class, and she saw my dad sitting there, and she was like, okay.
Yeah.
And literally just sat next to him and was like, where you from? He was like, I'm from Nigeria. And she was like, and my dad's also light skinned as well, so she didn't expect him to. Yeah, right. Butterscotch. So like he was the original. So from that's how they met. From
That's
just
crazy.
being at the wrong class.
That's amazing.
How about
bro.
you and your wife?
Yeah.
How did y'all meet?
So we met at Essence Fest, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you trying to say? That's where I need to go?
You go
They're
down
telling me to go on down there. I said it was a little, above my age range. When I went last time, I felt a little young out there, but I might got to spin the block.
Spin the block.
So we met 2019 Essence Fest, and I was performing on the main stage, and she was performing earlier that night. And I actually had another girl that flew in. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you a story. I actually had another girl that flew in for the weekend, just some vibes, right? And I met V. Just be real.
Vibes.
The vibes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. That's cool way to say it.
What are you talking about?
So we flew
That's
in.
offensive, Kyle. That was too much accent.
I thought I did
I
well.
don't know where you from, man.
Oh, man. I thought I was in there.
I don't know where you from.
No tribe is picking this one up.
No.
I thought I
I
was
don't know where that
fitting
was. Nah, G. I take that handshake back.
All right. I thought we was vibing.
Okay.
All right. So the girl that I was with me the entire weekend, and then she ended up saying, "Oh man, I'm not feeling too well. I'm gonna skip this party out because we all met at a party. I'm gonna skip this party out. I'll just meet you at the next one." So it's like, cool. I'm like, I'm gonna be in there for like 10 minutes. I'm not staying too long.
Mm-hmm.
I get there, and it's like I can't even explain it. It was like the light just she was sitting on a pool table talking to her sister, and it was just a vibe. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So still at the time, I'm just chilling. So then my man comes and introduces us because she's a big artist from Tanzania at the time. So he was like, yo, have you met V? I'm like that. And then we ended up talking for 2-3 hours.
Oh, what happened to 10 minutes?
Right.
So look, right? So she was like, hey, I would love to kick it with you. You have a show tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I have a show tomorrow. But I'm going to be transparent. I have someone here. I would not want to mix the two.
At least she was honest.
Let me just handle this situation, and we can pick out. I don't want to put you in a blender right now. That would be weird, you know what I mean? And I never did that before.
Yeah, because I'm like, what makes you even tell her the truth?
I was never that guy.
I'm a liar. No, I'm joking.
You would have just seen it to see it. You would have just been like...
I'm like shocked at you. That was the day you grew up.
Yeah, for
Y'all
real.
know what I used to call Rotimi?
Oh, yeah.
Can I say it?
Absolutely.
I used to call him Ho-Timmy. I promise you, I'm like, what up, Ho-Timmy? Like...
Yeah.
That is fun.
I promise you, I said, this is the first time I ever said it, though, right?
Yeah. That was me. That was me.
That night changed everything, though, huh?
That night changed everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that was the first time. So that's when I kind of knew it was different because I never was like up front like that. It was like, yeah, just pull up, and if you would have seen it, you would have seen it, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. Let me just handle this, and we'll pick up like when we leave here. I don't want to put the two. And she was so from that day she always respected it because now when I say something, it's always from like. I remember how you met me.
Yeah.
So that was a trick. Ladies don't never listen, because then they can get away with anything. You get what I'm trying to say? That ain't no transparency. That's not a trick.
Man, shout out Rotimi, bro.
My dog. Yes,
we
sir.
wishing you the best, man. We wish this tour to sell out for you. The album quadruple, platinum, and all of that, man. Let everybody know once again how they can go get these tickets to support the tour.
Yes. The tour starts April 27th. Please get your tickets now. They're actually moving really, really fast. So you can go get it on my bio on Instagram, bio on TikTok, or go to dukeconcept.com and get your ticket. I'm 100% sure we in a city near you during that run. So go get your tickets now. And meet and greets. I'm going to do something a little different too. $1,000.
He's actually gonna have sex with everybody. Just kidding.
2016.
He's bringing Rotimi out.
2016. Listen, woman.
He's like, Chris Brown ain't got nothing on him.
Rotimi will be in the building for one night only.
One night.
The album In My Heart, In My Veins. Make sure y'all go get it on all your platforms. Follow Rotimi. We wish you the best, bro, man. Thank you for pulling up on us, man,
My
for
brother.
sure.
That's funny.